Today is February 16th. I started taking testosterone on December 18th, and that means I'm almost to 3 months on testosterone, almost to 10 weeks on testosterone, and I would say of late the changes have been a little slower, but I mean, I got so many changes like so quickly that I didn't think were going to happen at all until like you know, a couple of months down the road at least. So, um, can't really complain, kind of a thing, if my body's taking a mild break. But I can't help but wonder if part of it isn't because, um, basically I've been a little, I don't know, slightly off. I haven't been exercising quite as much the last 5-ish days or so, and I forgot my testosterone on Friday. I forgot it so long that I didn't take it till Monday, which doesn't hurt anything too bad. Missing a couple of days is not gonna like warp things or whatever. But at the same time, it was kind of like, really? I thought I'd be more consistent than that. I did have Valentine's Day coming up, and I tried to do like a lot of things for Valentine's Day, which I pulled off pretty successfully, at least according to the girls. They were pretty happy, but still it was like, dang it. I didn't want to be one of those people who missed their testosterone. I wanted to be someone who was really consistent about it or whatever, and I missed it for a couple of days. um my libido didn't go down or nothing like that. My oil and my zits are still plenty here, but the whole exercising and craving protein and stuff like that. I still haven't had any hair loss, thankfully, but I still just have like this peach fuzz stuff going on. Um, they're not like getting darker, and they're not getting longer, and they're not getting like more stiff. I'm thinking about putting coconut oil on my face again. I didn't really do that very much. Um, it it was, I don't know. It was one of those things where it was like, this feels slightly hokey. I don't know. But, it was recommended by multiple trans dudes. So I probably should have done it more. I don't know. But at the same time, for being basically 3 months on T, I feel like a lot has changed. Um, and very quickly. I feel like, a lot of trans dudes are just like grateful to get any hairs at all by like 6 months to a year. A lot of dudes are like, would be like jumping up and down with joy at the type of zits I've been getting compared to what kind of acne they get. A lot of dudes would be jumping up and down for joy at having a bunch of changes so quickly after taking testosterone. So I'm trying to be grateful about it and all that, and not, I don't know, be too, I don't know, just, I think it doesn't help that once I signed my paperwork and I officially got my lawyer for helping me with my name change, nothing else has happened at all. And it's like, what happened with that? I thought we were making, that happen. It seemed like things were going well, and then it just like disappeared. And my spouse has been sick, and I've been taking care of her and stuff, and I've been dealing with stuff, and again, I put a lot of work into Valentine's Day, so I don't know, maybe I'm just like run down. But it's weird to feel run down because I used to be run down all the freaking time, like just constant state of exhaustion from all the depression and the sheer amount of energy it took just to function while feeling that crappy all the time. And I don't know, today I just feel kind of that way, like just run down. I don't feel sad. I just feel like, I don't know, worn out. I don't feel like depressed or abysmal or, that kind of stuff. I feel like I've like lost some of the momentum, maybe. Like I'm not I don't feel like a steamroller. I feel like, I've kind of like hit a road bump or something. But I haven't actually hit a road bump. But I've also never been one of those people who likes limbo. So I don't know, maybe that's starting to settle in a little bit. I don't know. It doesn't help that I'm not really enjoying two out of the three games that I have played a lot in the past and currently have on my computer. Guild Wars 2 is just like not interesting at all to me right now. I mean, I log in, do a few dailies, and then I'm like, eh. um, World of Warcraft, they just upped the drop rate, so maybe gearing won't be as atrocious, but I put a lot of work into trying to get, Mythic Pluses in and get, plus 10s and go pushing and all of that, and I just could not get gear and could not get gear and could not get gear. And going a long enough time struggling to get an upgrade just feels like a grind that's not worth it. Like, how much do I really want to have to try to deal with RNG? I was thinking about it, and like the RNG in ESO and the RNG in like games like Final Fantasy 14 and stuff is a lot less terrible than the RNG in World of Warcraft. Like, I was thinking about it. For instance, way back when I played Final Fantasy 14, we went and we got these horsies off of all of the different summons, so like Shiva and Ifrit and all of those kinds of things. And when you go do all of that, there's RNG and you have to do it quite a few times. But it is nothing compared to trying to farm for years on end to get a freaking Invincible or a freaking Mimron's head. It is so much different, the RNG. Going on Final Fantasy 14, yeah, you might have to run a raid like two or three times, but I literally have not gotten a single drop. Not one in the entire expansion thus far in raiding. Not in normal, not in heroic, not even in LFR. Nothing. The only thing I have that is from the raids that I got was someone got a drop and they gave it to me. I can go literally more than a month without getting a drop in Mythic Pluses, even though I do like 13 to 16, Mythic Pluses a week. Like the drop rates, the RNG is to the point where it's not worth it. It's not rewarding enough to get a piece of gear that raises your, haste 1% or raises your eye level 1% and does nothing else. It's just not worth the grind. Um like I can go on ESO and yeah, you got to run the dungeon a few times to get the pieces for the cat, but I mean, it's not like this. The RNG in other games is so much more balanced, I feel like, than it is in this game. And this is the game we have the guild on, so this is the game that I have to keep playing whether I want to or not. And like I've stopped collecting mounts. I used to be this massively obsessive almost mount collector, and I just am like, I just don't care. It's just like so stupid. Like I have every single glory of achievement for one mount except for an RNG based achievement. And I've done it so many times and not gotten it, and it's just one single achievement holding me back from the mount that I don't even bother doing it anymore. I don't even do it unless someone else is wanting to do it, and then I'll just go with them and help them. I just don't care because I've been disappointed so many times that if I finally get it, it's going to be like, oh good, that's one less thing that I have to remember to ever do again. It's not rewarding. It doesn't feel good. It feels like, yay, I can stop wasting a little tiny piece of time. And that's not a good feeling at all. And it's one thing to feel that way about freaking Invincible or Mimron's head. It's another thing to feel that way about gearing up, period. I'm at 212 eye level and I'm just kind of like, what is the point of even trying? Like once a week I'll check the vault, maybe it'll have something useful in it, and I will get one piece of gear a week and that's it, and I will never get anything other than that, and I might as well just accept that. Like it's to that point of frustration. Like I was so excited by the plus 15 mount, and I was so like revved up and ready to pursue it and fight for it and everything else for like a few months. But there's just no umph there anymore at all for me. I just am not really having fun with that. Honestly, out of the three, the most fun I'm having is in Elder Scrolls Online, and I play that one not very much. Um, I actually genuinely consider just going and getting Final Fantasy 14, but I know that that would be a terrible idea for our girlfriend, and then she might not even be able to get on the same server that we have established characters on. And then, like there's all these starter stories, and it's really slow. I remember the combat being just so slow when you're first starting out in Final Fantasy 14. And I have characters who are up to Heavensward level because that's when we played, was back in Heavensward. But that ain't gonna help our girlfriend. And it's like, in reality, all I want is something funner to do. It's not that I want to play something else as much as I'm not having fun doing what I'm doing. And I think that doesn't help that I don't know what's happening with the name change thing, and I don't know how arduous that's going to be or not. I don't know what's happening with when we can get the vaccine. uh my spouse's health was like really not great, and it's like such a dilemma. Do you risk her getting the pandemic, or do you risk her staying here and it being something worse than what it seems like? And that's not a great feeling. And I just, I don't like feeling stuck, and I feel stuck. I don't like the feeling of doing things in vain, and I feel like a lot of what I do is just in vain. So, currently not feeling that great, but I'm not feeling like defeated and depressed and all like, I feel like at this point I would have been crying, or I would have been like super miserable, or like dragged down or whatever. And instead I just feel a little worn out. Like, but I also have been trying really hard, so maybe I'm just worn out from trying. I don't know. I gotta deal with a bunch of stuff that's like not stressful individually, but because there's so many things, it feels more stressful than it is. And I don't like that feeling. I think I don't like having to manage a bunch of stuff to juggle all the time and stuff. I don't know. It would be nice if something else would happen with my transition. It would be nice if something else occurred or progressed or whatever, just because not only is that a good feeling, but it would help alleviate the other feeling of things don't really feel like it matters how much I try or how much I care. You can't control other people and you can't control the universe. So all you can do is your best. And there's just genuinely times in life when your best just doesn't really get you very far. Um, but I'm not like, again, it's really, really weird to be dissatisfied, but it not be like I'm obliterated by my dissatisfaction. I don't know how to explain the difference, but I also feel like this is temporary, whereas before I felt like it was just life, and this that was literally just all there was, and there wasn't really hope or anything like that. I feel like this is gonna last a couple of days and then I'll be gone. I never felt that way before when I was all depressed and shit. I did not ever feel even that amount of optimism, like, oh, in a couple of days it'll be fine. So I'm not broken or anything. I don't know. I'm tired. I don't. But again, I mean, my spouse has been so sick, and it was just Valentine's, and I put so much effort into that, and I think I just wore myself out. That's all. I put too high of expectations on everything because I put too high of expectations on myself. So then everything's wearing me out, including myself. Anyway, it'll be fine. Apparently, I gotta get off of here though.